What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Tonight we are in the shop and we're going to start going over this Cherokee Chief project. So a couple of weeks ago I put on my channel a application video for the 2025 BleepinJeep's competition. If you're not familiar with this competition, it is a $5,000 budget build. It can be any type of vehicle, it doesn't have to be a Jeep. We're gonna be going head to head in a competition. And in the application video, I put on that I was gonna be building my 1978 Cherokee Chief project. I bought this Jeep a couple of years ago. I think I paid around $500 for it. The Jeep was actually bought brand new in my hometown of Kinston, North Carolina. All right, so what my build plan is for this Jeep is I have to make this ready for the trails at Windrock. And if you have ever been to Windrock Park, you know that this thing is pretty large for a lot of those trails up there. So if you're not familiar with the off-road trails on the eastern side of the country, they are very narrow, they are very rocky, and they are very muddy. And there's a lot of trees. I have a lot of work to do before this thing is even ready to move. Does the four-wheel drive work? I don't know. Does it drive? Mm-mm. Does it crank up? No. So to be honest with you, this Jeep is pretty rough. It has a lot of rust. It has a lot of issues. I want to get it running. I want to do some weight reduction, and I want traction. So I think, a lot of people are gonna be bringing XJs and they're pretty much just gonna launch them dudes like straight up. Well, I'm not gonna be able to launch this thing. I'm gonna be able to hopefully use my weight and momentum and traction to push up the trail. That's what I'm planning for. I have a lot going against me because this thing is so wide. So they don't call these things full-size Jeeps for no reason. This dude is wide. It takes up a lot of real estate here in my shop. And as you can see, the tires are pretty terrible. It already has, it looks like there's like 30 rough country stickers all around it. So I'm just gonna assume it's a rough country lift. So I kind of do want to take down the ride height some just because I want a lower center of gravity. The interior is pretty terrible. Ooh, fishing stuff. I have to bring this with me. That way in case I break on the trail, I can go fishing a little. But I definitely have to do something about this floor. I have to do something right in this area because I need to sit somewhere. So something that I have discovered while wheeling these full-size Jeeps is that they have a lot of weight past this rear axle. I mean, there is a ton of weight in this area right here, the tailgate and everything like that. So I plan on cutting it right here, and then I'm gonna slide all this the way up. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. So I'm gonna do a chop top because I need to get the weight to the front of the vehicle as much as I can. And I'm also going to be taking this tailgate off because honestly, it's not in that bad of a condition. It's got some cancer spots right there and some right there. So I'm probably gonna be taking this off because I want to, like I said, put all the weight up front. And I'm probably gonna be removing the doors also. That way it's kind of easier to get in and out. I've got to put a cage in there, or I'm gonna be putting a roll bar in there. So I have a lot of work that I have to do. I'm really considering of dove nosing the front here. I want to basically take this portion where the headlight is and I want to just taper it in to about right here. So that way when you're looking at it, you can pretty much see the whole side of you can see the whole front of the tire. So that way, whenever I come up on an obstacle, this bumper right here is not hitting. My tire is gonna hit before any metal or any structure on the Jeep does. So I'm not too worried about cutting the top of that, but to be honest with you, I'm thinking about not cutting these fenders and this grill and everything like that. So in a previous video that I put out a couple of weeks ago, I brought in my J10 and I took the front end off and I found a ton of rust. So I'm thinking about using the fenders that are on the J10 for this Cherokee and taking the fenders off of this Cherokee and putting on my J10, because these are just in such good condition. And as you know, these fenders are getting harder and harder to find. I would just feel like I was sinning if I messed these fenders up and then I have a Jeep right outside of the shop that needs fenders. So I'm not too worried about chopping up the top of this Jeep. It does have a lot of rust. It's got rust holes in the roof and everything like that. And then you can see down here, it's pretty terrible. Got some cancer spots there. Got it right there. And honestly, it's really not that bad. I've seen a lot worse, but I'm just really going for weight reduction. So really my initial plan is to get this Jeep up to about the same weight as a XJ, but I have Dana 44s front and rear and a V8 motor that hopefully performs like a V8 motor, and it's not running on like 3.5 cylinders or something. I forgot to talk about the motor. So the motor is a 360, it's an AMC 360. It has the TH400 behind it, and then it has the Quadratec transfer case behind that. All this is mediocre, to be honest with you. So I do have some parts that I've been gathering right here. I've got a fuel injection kit. I have a solid steering bar right there, and then I have the performance distributor right there, the DUI. The fuel injection and the DUI system here, it's going to help this Jeep run when it's at weird angles and stuff on the mountains up there. That way, if I'm bouncing around, it's not just bouncing in the barrels of the carburetor and stuff like that. So there's no point of doing all these off-road modifications to this Jeep if it's just not going to get up there, if it's just going to get up there and not run right. So I've got to make sure that this Jeep is running correctly. I'm kind of over talking to the camera. I'm going to go ahead and get this hood out of the way, just because I really can't stand working on these Jeeps with the hoods on if I'm doing a lot of stuff underneath the hood. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this hood off. So I got a little bit ahead of myself and just started taking everything off that I know I want off. Like I took the two doors off and got the hood off, got the front grille off. It cleaned out the interior. It's a new day. Last night you saw me take the doors and the hood and all that crap off. And now I'm going to try to get in here and clean some of this nasty interior out. This is like super gross. It's already been deleted there. So as you can see, the seat's already been rusted in half. So I've got to figure out that was pretty easy disassembly there. But I guess I'm just gonna come in here and clean all this nasty interior out. And as you can see, it's pretty disgusting in here. They don't smell bad, which is really weird.
But they smell like death.
So as I'm cleaning this thing out, I did come across probably one of the most asked questions that I've gotten ever since I started messing with these full-size Jeeps is, what is this piece for? So it's a rubber piece that goes right there. And what this is actually for is whenever you fold the rear seat forward, this actually makes it so that you can strap the seat. Back in the day, this is what you pretty much used to hold the seat from bouncing back and forth and mess like that. So as you can see, this is pretty miserable. I am finding a lot more rust in here than what I had initially thought, but this is fine. This is just a cheap Jeep competition. This is just a budget build competition. I tried to get the seat out and the bolts rounded off, so I'm probably just gonna leave those, just making sure that it's good and stable. Never seen this before. The seat belt bracket actually rusted. So whoever's riding shotgun in this is probably not gonna have fun. I'm just kidding, I'm probably gonna fix that. But I'm just gonna keep tearing away at all this. So if you have one of these full-size Jeeps that has the electric window in the rear, either you're gonna have problems with it or you already have, and this one is, like I said, I just had to throw a battery in the back here. Oh crap.
There's a bee in here.
I had to throw a battery in the back here and then kind of jump some wires and ended up getting the glass to come down because you can't open the tailgate unless the glass is all the way down. So we're about to do the tailgate delete anyway, so now I'm gonna go ahead and start working on getting this tailgate off. So on these tailgates, they have these little plates. They have one on each side. This one is pretty rusted up, but it's just got it had four Phillips head bolts. So I'm gonna try to get this one off. It's the only one still on. Try to just do something along the lines of that. It's not pretty. It's not pretty work I'm doing here. So anyway, you've got 4 bolts right there. I believe they're 1/2 inch. All right, so I'm just gonna let these hold the tailgate for right now. All right, that's like 1,000 pounds off the rear there, it feels like. Holy smokes, that tailgate is heavy. Or maybe I'm just weak. But now I really need to get in here and clean all this crap up. There's another 100 pounds, it feels like. I guess this is a old-timey farm come-along. Got some Christmas decorations. Hang on to that. As you can see here, I've got all of the interior all cleaned out, probably as it's gonna get. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get these windows out. So I'm actually considering putting this window in my 79 Cherokee just because I like the smoker window right here. I think that looks really cool. It kind of just breaks up this big piece of glass and it just kind of gives it some character, and I'm all about character. So in order to take these off, it has some Phillips screws. I think it's got like 2 or 3 down here, one right there, and a couple up here. And then, so you want to go ahead and take the smoker window out first. right, so now that that is out of the way, you can take this gasket and just kind of pull it up. And all this should start coming forward, just like that. So I'm definitely hanging on to all of this hardware because I really want to reuse this. And so now for this big piece of glass, you just want to kind of start massaging this gasket because this is old. I mean, you think this gasket's been here since 1978, so it's kind of got accustomed to being where it's at, but I'm gonna start breaking this. I probably need some safety glasses. Yeah, so anytime you work with glass like this, you need to be wearing safety glasses because glass can explode, it seems like, at random times. Like if you put like a little bit of force on it, it can just pop and blow in your face. It's happened to me before. But I'm just gonna start working this gasket all the way down and just kind of pushing the glass. See how it's already wanting to budge just a little bit there. So I'm gonna try the bottom first. So I like to go along the bottom, and then that way gravity kind of helps me out on the way out. So I've pretty much got this inner fender ready to come out. This one does have quite a bit of stuff on this inner fender, and I'm probably not going to need a lot of this stuff. Like I'm not going to need this because I'm going to the fuel injection side of things. So I'm going to try to start getting some of these wiring harnesses off with one of these crazy tools right here. So now this should slide out of the way. It's got some sort of PA system. All right, so that's the inner fender out of the way. Holy smokes. So now I want to take this grill support off because I want to keep this one just because it's not in bad shape, and like I said, I'm going to be dove nosing this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the radiator first. So now I'm going to be getting this body mount off. I'm using a 13/16 top and a 11/16 down here. Hopefully I can lean this towards me. I can. And I want to take the condenser off. I want to take this condenser off, and it looks like I have it looks like a transmission cooler. I want to keep all that stuff. I don't want to mess with any of it. And it looks like I can just lean it forward a little bit and take a screwdriver and get these off. Perfect right there. So I saved my transmission cooler. That's pretty cool. And I've got my wires all disconnected. So this should This should come right up. Hey. Oh. Put it right on my toes. Wow. That is a lot of work. Cleaning in here, and as you can see, I have the old rusty J10 fenders on here. And if you remember from the video with the J10, they had the massive rust holes right here, so I'm not really worried about messing these up. I'm trying to figure out how far I want to bring in the nose. So I know I'm going to be dove nosing it, and I really wanted to bring it on over, but I'm going to have to start cutting into that before I can even start test fitting any pieces. And I really don't want to cut just yet. Because I don't have my tires and wheels on. I do have my tires and wheels here, and I think I need to go ahead and put them on there. So with the tires that I'm going to be running for the competition on the Jeep, it's going to help me figure out my ride height, because this is a pretty monstrous lift on this. It's got the spring over on the axle setup, and I believe it has some lift, and then I believe it has some add-a-leaf. So I'm going to bring the suspension down and let the tires pick it back up, so I won't be losing any ground clearance. But then again, it's not going to be so tall that it's top heavy. Let me show you what tires I'm going to be running. So these are a 38 by 13 for a 16-inch wheel, and I got these for $600 off Facebook Marketplace, and then I paid $100 for the wheels. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these on the Chief here. That way we can go and figure out the ride height and how far we want to dove nose the front. So here is the Chief with the 38s on. Holy crap. That changes everything. Man. That looks really good. You probably are saying that doesn't look good at all, but it looks good to me. That looks insane. That was a lot of work, and I'm probably going to be ending the video right here just because I don't want to make these video series too long. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all watching me strip down and get the tires on this 79 Cherokee Chief project that I'm going to be taking to the Beast Wars that Bleepin' Jeep is putting on. That competition will be later this year in October, and if you want to find any more information about it, check out BleepinJeep's YouTube channel. But anyway, guys, I appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.